Attention, ladies, gentlemen, theys and thems. It is officially
Bush Summer.
Oh,
let's get an applause going in the back. Let's keep it going. Everybody get up and cheer. It's Bush Summer.
It's Bush Summer.
Please throw your razors away. And we're also going to be sunning our buttholes at the beach. So
if you own a razor this summer, consider yourself across the picket line. If you buy a razor, you are letting the patriarchy win.
Well, yes.
I'm kidding. I actually don't know anything that Sydney has researched in preparation for this conversation. So...
yeah, you get a Sydney research episode this time around.
Yeah, this is a Sydney research episode.
That's crazy.
So, I'm very excited. And it's gonna get a little hairy. It's gonna get a little hairy.
Right. Helena, that was a really good one. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that was off the cuff, too. I did not think about that ahead of time.
Wow. Have you ever thought about stand-up comedy?
My nightmares.
Anyway, as some of you may already be able to discern, this episode is about hair on your body. And the initial question I'd like to pose to the room, because I think we can all relate to this, especially if you are a woman or a feminine person. Helena, when was the first time someone made fun of you for having body hair?
3rd grade on the bus. I was sitting next to a young lady who was a year ahead of me. And now she's cool, so I won't air her out because she was like 9 when she said this to me, and I don't think she meant it like that. Fair. But I went to a Catholic school. I had to wear a uniform, so I had knee-high socks and a skirt, and I had leggies out. And she was sitting next to me, and we were looking at like my Nintendo DS or something, and she said, I still remember exactly how she said it to her. Ew, hairy legs! like it was like that. And then thus became my nickname for a little while was literally hairy legs. And I was 8. I was in the 3rd grade.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's interesting because she was only a year older than me at the time too. So I don't know, that means a lot, I think, in terms of marketing and whatnot. But yeah, and then I had a bad razor experience. I was shaving incorrectly for the first couple goes, and then I made my mom buy Nair.
Oh. Me when I want to buy the substance that makes my whole bathroom smell like rotten eggs. Yes.
Yeah. Guys, Nair is the worst product available in the market. And we're going to lose their sponsorship for saying this. But Nair is so bad. Like
Nair, I take it back. Please sponsor us.
Nair, I say Nair.
Okay.
Come on, you can laugh. But yeah, I did that a couple times, and I would just lay in the bathroom with like the Nair on my legs and breathe through my nose or whatever, and it works, I'll tell you that. But it's also like then you just have a whole towel full of lotion and your hair, like
it's
hair.
It's so inconvenient. I tried it once.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, they say it's like this very easy thing. You put it on, you don't have to shave. You know, the hair's just gonna rub off. And I tried that shit. First of all, my first mistake, getting the powdered version. But
the powdered version's crazy. I've never met anyone that actually used that. How was it?
I got the powdered version. It was awful. It was awful because, like, I didn't really know how to, like, make it work, you know? Because I tried to do it, like, in the shower, and I'm like, I can't get it wet initially, but like my leg's wet, so I'm like trying to like season my legs with the egg powder, and then I have to like rub it in, and then I just have to turn the water off and like stand there for a while with the powder still like a little bit dry on my legs. Oh my god, it was awful. And then my parents, because they have the nice bathroom, so like growing up, my sisters and I used their bathroom for the most part, like for showering, whatever. They came in there and they were like, "Oh my god, it smells awful in here. What did you do?" I was like, oh, I don't know.
I wanted really smooth legs. Are you supposed to get the powder wet? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I don't know who came up with that. I don't think it was specifically Nair brand, but it was some brand that I saw like somewhere online at the time. Probably like Instagram when I was 15, and everyone was like, "This is the hack, so you don't have to shave your legs." And it was like this tin can that you could buy at Target. Yes,
I've seen it.
but it was just powder.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, I didn't really go through the steps of like, wow, that sounds really inconvenient. I just was like, oh my gosh, I have to try that. I have to try that.
Microdosing Agent Orange on your legs to succumb to beauty standards.
Yeah.
Like,
what are we?
Did you ever get made fun of for having body hair?
Yes.
Do you remember your first memory? Share.
The first time I can think of is when I was in 5th grade, and we were talking about static electricity in class for some reason, and my teacher was like, "Oh, if you're wearing a sweater and you like rub the sleeves together, or if you like rub your arm with the sleeve, like you can get some static electricity." And I started rubbing my arm to see, because guys, everyone has arm hair.
Yeah.
Right. And I start doing it, and a couple boys around me look over at me, and they're like, "Oh my god, why is she rubbing her arms? Oh my god, like, why are her arms hairy?" And I was like, like, and in hindsight, that was idiotic that they would be confused about that. But at the time, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm a monster."
The arm hair is a whole other. We need a whole episode for the arm hair, because like.
Yeah. Did we all have like one friend that shaved their arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about a girl that I knew like in 5th grade, Jada, and I'm gonna say her name because she was partying during COVID and she worked at a nursing home, and I slid up on her story on Snapchat and I was like, "You are so fucking selfish." Anyways, so it's okay that I air this out. She shaved her arms like in middle school, and it was the strangest feeling. I don't know if you've ever grabbed someone's arm when they're freshly shaved, but anytime you shave any body hair, it's gonna get a little spiky.
Yeah.
So it was just the most like uncomfortable, and I did it too. I think maybe once.
Yeah. See, I feel like, and guys, sound off if you relate, but we all had that one friend who shaved their arms. Probably shaved like everything, but it was particularly the arms that you would notice, and you would like feel it, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's so wrong, but." Feels so right.
In one direction, it feels right.
Well, yes.
And then if you just slightly push your hand the other way, it's like,
what's going on there? Yeah, and I mean, I think I tried it once. I never did my whole arm. I would just do a patch because I was too scared to do the whole thing. And then I'd see how that one patch felt afterwards. I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that.
Wow, but then you just have one patch of shaped, like, is that annoying?
No, because it was almost like... Have you seen those ads for the sensory stickers that you put on your laptop that are textured, and they're like, you can just rub it when you feel anxious? Sometimes I just rub that little patch. I was like, ooh, this is my sensory patch on my arm.
You people don't know how to do anything. Oh my god. You need the sensory patch on your body?
I didn't do it for that, but that was an aspect of it that I kind of liked.
Did you ever, like, cheap shave? Like, in Catholic school, because Sydney went to Catholic school as well. We had the knee socks, so I would just shave the area, literally just my knee. Like, I would shave like a little bit above and a little bit below. When there was a particular time, like I remember 7th and 8th grade, there was a boy that, come to find out, he was doing this with everybody, but he was just very touchy. And if you sat next to him, he'd just put his hand on your knee, and I'd be like, well, I kind of want him to do that. So, like, I want to make sure that my hand is like, that things are good. I literally every single day, I would take 2 showers in middle school when I came home. Right when I came home, I'd take a shower, and then, like, before I went to bed, I went to take a shower.
Wow. That's really interesting.
Things have improved. You think that I'm fucking crazy now? You think that I'm crazy now? Things have gotten wildly better since then.
Well, that's good. Yeah, see, what was nice about my Catholic school, we had the skirts, obviously, but we also had pants during the cold times of the year, and I don't think everyone had that, and we called them the man pants because they looked like so mannish and ugly.
Well, yeah.
But that was no shave season for everyone. Nobody was shaving.
See, we had to wear tights. Well, you could wear the pants, but nobody did. Like, girls didn't wear the pants. But
I think the culture in my school was very much like, this is ridiculous, but we're all being ridiculous together. So
Yeah.
we're all gonna wear these ugly, awful pants. So we also all had to wear like nun shoes that literally looked like old people prescription orthopedic shoes. And you didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So truly the community was together on that one.
Well, you also went to an all-girls school.
Okay, true.
I had co-ed. And I remember wearing tights, and if I didn't shave, my leg hair would poke through, and you could see it, and like pet it. And my last anecdote is when I don't shave my legs, and I go home, and at my age now of 25, I'll be like, Mom, look, I haven't shaved my legs in X amount of time. It'll be like months. And she'll go, I'm getting a little squirrely. She loves the word squirrely.
Yes. Oh, I always love when my mom, when I happen to be home, she notices that I haven't shaved my legs, and she's like, oh my God. Oh, whoa.
Jesus
like, sorry. Yeah, but I think something that's important to mention when it comes to shaving, the bush.
It all comes back to the bush.
Comes back to the bush. Yes, I think many of us have many relationships with the bush, and how we feel about that. Did anyone, Helena, maybe you had this experience, going to the local YMCA and like going in the women's locker room by yourself for the first time? Like without your parent, and then you walk in there and it's these old ladies who are completely nude and their bushes are crazy. I like, at that age, I'd never seen anything like that before, and I was like, oh, what happened?
Did you know that like that was what was to come?
Like kind of, but you've never had a visual of it, you know? So that in-your-face visual at the local YMCA was kind of crazy. I mean, also, I think it was a little different because I was spending a lot more time with my dad, like, recreationally than my mom. So, you know, like, the locker room thing, when I was younger, it was, I'm going in the men's locker room with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was too young to be in a bathroom by myself.
Did you see peen?
I can't remember.
You blocked it out.
Not you blocked it out. That's crazy.
I'm kidding!
Okay, well. Oh.
Anywho. My experiences I do remember being quite young and, when swimming at the local YMCA or whatever, I do remember seeing older women with crazy bush in the locker room. I remember it looking like, oh my God, do you just not shave like forever? Do you not? That must be years and years and years and years of not shaving. And I still, like, I would actually kind of love to ask an older woman now, like, when's the last time you shaved your bush?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am.
When's the last time you touched that bush down there?
Well, I'm just sure that there are people in this world that exist that have never, ever, 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 ever put a razor or other product to the bush.
Oh, I'm sure. I do think it is, unfortunately, few and far between.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to a little history about shaving, because I thought this was very interesting. Because you kind of sit back and you're like, okay, why did we start shaving? Where did that come from? Who invented that? Who decided that we needed to be shaving? So I did my research, and it's a very, like, complex and varied history, which makes sense. There's not really one full origin of it. But our friends, the ancient Egyptians, were doing it for, like, hygiene and aesthetics. But I thought this was very interesting. Ancient Greeks and Romans usually only shaved if they were prostitutes. And they did that so they could distinguish themselves from, quote-unquote, respectable women. Like, you were a respectable woman if you had bush and you didn't shave.
Oh, because it's kind of like if there's no grass in the field, play ball type deal. Like, is it like the...
Okay, well, sure.
Well, no, now, because it's so funny that is so interesting that it was considered, like, slutty to shave.
Yeah. Like, I've never thought about it that way. So when I read that, I was like, whoa.
Okay, wait, you've never... That is so interesting because I've heard several times that if you are with a woman and you get down there and it's shaved already, she's a slut. because she.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why? I've never heard that.
Well, your history of.
Well,
that's the thing is I've heard that from men. I've never heard that from a woman. Let it be clear. I've only heard that from a man.
Fair.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry. Continue. That's very interesting.
No, I think it's interesting to have your perspective. Yeah, and then to consolidate a lot of history, essentially, like, people didn't care that much about shaving, except for, like, the prostitute thing, I guess, until, like, women's hemlines started getting shorter, the sleeves started getting shorter, women were showing more skin, and all of a sudden, you know, mostly men, but a lot of people were like, "Ew, put that away, put that away." So, and I think it was 1915. Shaving was really becoming more widespread in that time because people were starting to wear like not full frocks anymore, and there was also a Gillette campaign. It was like the first campaign directed towards women. They're like, "It's your little secret. Shave it." Ooh.
Oh, like the secret is that you have body hair.
Yeah.
That you have to maintain.
Which is like kind of insane to me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So.
Oh, hush fell over the room. Okay.
Yeah, so it's interesting to look at why we shave now. Because I also think it's one of those things like fashion, like beauty in general, that's very cyclical, where one minute it's like, it's kind of cool to be hairy, and that, you know, it feels like edgy and crazy, like, you know, the 70s, for example, and then it comes back around to being like, ew, that's nasty.
Yeah.
You need to be completely hairless and wax everything. You know?
Yeah, I think it also, it's so interesting that it started in like, because I'm thinking of at the Museum of Sex, they have old porn. They have like porn from when the first cameras were invented, like in the late 1800s. And, everybody is full bush. And it's, like, totally untouched ever before ever bush. I remember, like, noting that when I saw it. But, so sometime in between then and when I guess, like, legs came out. When you were allowed to, like, have your bare arms and legs out. This idea of, like, it has to be soft and womanly now. And your legs look like a man's.
Yeah. Well, actually, also the porn that you're mentioning is bringing me to one of the things that inspired this episode. The Merkin!
Hey! Give it up for the Merkin!
Everybody give it up for the Merkin, please. Now, what's crazy is, I mean, I guess it's not that crazy, but there may be some people out there who are our age or younger who don't even know what that is. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Helena, would you like to describe the Merkin for me?
To be honest, I definitely don't have as well of an idea of a Merkin as you do. Because I only...
Why do you say that?
Because I only learned about it a couple years ago because there's a reference in Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove, How I Learned to Stop Caring and Love the Bomb, where one of the sergeants in the U.S. military is something Mirken. Like, that's his last name. Because all of the names in that movie are, like, dick jokes, essentially, and other jokes.
Interesting.
And I remember learning that, like, in class, and then I had to, like, Google, like, Mirken, because I did not know what that was. But it is essentially a wig for your bush.
Yeah.
It's a little...
for what bush you don't have.
Yeah, it's a fush, a fake bush. A Mirken.
A Merkin.
Merkin to match your Merkin to match your Birkin.
Yeah, so Merkins are, yes, coochie wigs. And it's not just like, you know, a bundle of hair that you glue on there. Like, for those of you who know what a lace front is, it is literally like a lace front, you know, and they sew the hair in. Like, it looks very realistic. And I feel like they are such a weird thing, especially considering that our culture, at least within the past, like, I would argue century, is so anti-hair that we would have, like, pubic hair wigs.
Well, did you ever get into why people...
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
Hence my research into the subject.
The origin of the Merc.
But what's interesting is the exact origins of the Merkin are shrouded in mystery to a degree. Couldn't really figure out who invented the Merkin. There was no singular point of reference for why they officially were created. But they do go back as far as the 1450s.
Yeah.
That's how long we've had the Mirkens, guys. And they were mostly created because pubic lice was a big problem. And so everyone had to shave, but everyone still wanted bush. So
The bush will always prevail.
right. Like even when they had to deal with lice, mama, they said, I will live and die by the bush.
I miss my bush! I hate my lice, but I miss my bush.
Like, come on. I love their commitment to that. In the 1400s.
So
In the 1400s, they were dedicated to that bush, mama. But also, both in olden times and modern times, bushes have been used more as a modesty device in some ways. Back in the day, the sex workers who got syphilis and didn't really know how to deal with that at the time, slap a merkin on it. They can't see anything. It's fine. Guys, we should bring that back, actually. We should include that in, like, STD education. Guys, just slap a merkin on it. You'll be fine.
Just slap a merkin on
It's fine.
it.
But then a lot of the time these days, a lot of people have gone on record saying that the merkin was to protect some of their modesty in, like, sex scenes in TV, which I thought was interesting because it's not really hiding that much. Like, it's still there. There's just extra hair on it.
It's really fascinating because then you get into, like, okay, when does it become pornography?
Right?
Which is a whole topic in and of itself, but basically it's kind of the idea that you can show, like, literally every inch of your boob but the nipple, in the same way of, like, you can show every inch of your pubic area from the front.
Yeah.
But once you get into, like, the lower deck view,
once you hit, like, the coin slot, it's over. You know?
Not the coin slot.
Yeah, so that's why, and I guess it was happening a lot in the 70s because I think that was also just more popular at the time. Mm-hmm. So people were like, oh, well, you know, this is normal anyway, so I'm going to slap a merkin on it and you don't have to look at me. But then also a lot of people use them, like, as accurate parts of a character. Like, I read one where in a movie, like, the actress was a redhead, but she was supposed to have, like, dark black hair. So they're like, well, it doesn't make sense for you to have, like, red pubes. So she wore a merkin. Yeah. So it is very fascinating. It feels like it shouldn't exist, honestly.
That is, I understand the purpose for it. It is just one of those weird devices that, because I don't know, is it the same, is it even any different from wearing, like, a regular wig?
You mean on your head?
Yeah, in such a thing as, like,
Okay.
the 1500s when we're still subscribing to, like, beauty standards and stuff.
Like the powdered wigs.
That was, like, probably the stupidest shit I've ever said about. Like,
I'm just imagining now, like, the men in, like, the 1600s with the big white powdered wigs, and then there's also, like, a little powdered wig merkin. It's, like, white and coiled. With one little bow.
I'm gonna put it in the edit, but the Adela video for KGB where she has the pink wig and then the pink, like, pubic hair coming out and she's, like, wrapping it around her finger. Like, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
I think it's very alluding to have a little bush out of the panty look.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, you said, and I think even the research implies that a lot of people see no bush as, like, sexy, promiscuous, blah, 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 you know? But I do think that's starting to turn around a little bit. Like, a lot of people incorporate, like, the idea of the bush into looks or, like, aesthetics.
Yeah.
And that's, like, a new sexy thing. It's like, oh, look what's sticking out there. Oh, you know? Which is, like, so fascinating.
Wow.
Because even, like, 10 years ago, that would not have been the case.
Oh my god, no, like, if you even look at, I mean, like, there's really no other way to look at it than, like, porn. But, if you look at porn from, like, the early 2000s, even, like, late 90s, we're all about the waxed Brazilian with a landing strip.
Yeah.
That was the most bush you had, and that was very much above the action area. No hair whatsoever once you get down to business.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, when you first see that for the first time when you're younger, because, I mean, if you grew up in the time that we did, we all saw porn on the computer at least once. I kind of thought that was normal. I was like, oh my god, everyone looks like that. I need to fix it, you know?
Everyone has lightning bolts shaved into their pubic hair, like...
You know, it's just, ew, it's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I also think it's interesting, because this is also part of the Mirken research, that Kim Kardashian, a few years ago, launched the Skims thong with faux pubic hair on the outside of it.
Bro, that's literally what inspired this whole podcast, do you remember? Because she launched that and I was like, guys, this is crazy, like, this is such a conversation.
It's also kind of interesting because when you look it up on the internet now, nobody gaff.
No noise.
Not on the website anymore. Can't find any evidence of someone like owning one in person. So my conspiracy theory is that they thought it would be kind of like a funny, very limited thing, and like, you know, 200 people bought it, and then they were like, okay, we're done.
I genuinely, when that came out, I remember looking at the website maybe like a month after it was launched, and it was only available in like an extra small, like one of the weird sizes. And I was looking at them, and my humble opinion is, one, it does not look like the real deal.
Yeah, it's almost like Bush inspired.
It fully looks like a head of hair. It's not really like going one direction in the way that pubes naturally do. Yeah, it's very, it's wild looking in there. And also, practically, it's quite literally a thong with hair glued on the front of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I just don't know where you're wearing that. And the only thing that and yeah, to me, like,
I'm looking at the picture again, and I'm like, who thought of this?
Everyone pause and look. We'll put it in the show notes maybe, but like the way it's designed is just crazy to me because I don't think it looks realistic at all.
See, to be honest, looking at this, I do think it's realistic, but it's almost like too real. Like it there's just, I don't like it. It's kind of like a Merkin, but not really. Like, if you had this on, someone would be able to tell, like, oh, that's part of something you're wearing. So, I don't really know what Miss Kardashian's idea was behind that. I respect her dedication to the bush. That's really impressive of her.
I will also say the colors are kind of crazy. Maybe that was the point. But, I will say that looking at this range now, none of these, if I wore any of them, it would look insane. It would not, that's not my color, and I'm a white girl.
If I pulled my pants off and I had that on, someone would be like, what the hell is that?
You should get the one that's straightened. They have a line of curly, and then they have a line of some straighter ones.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that's my problem with this was I was like, what is even the purpose?
Yeah.
I'm curious how she marketed this, to be honest.
I think she just kind of dropped them and was like, hairy thongs.
For fun. For fun.
Hairy thongs. Yeah, so maybe she was doing performative Mirken, but...
This is performative Mirken, because I think even this came out roughly like fall of 2025. I think last summer was, Bush was a bit of a joke. Bush was a little bit in the meme cycle.
Yeah, I also think, and this was one of the other points that I wanted to make about this, I think that Bush and hair, in general, did come back into being popular over the past few years. But I do think part of that is because queer people kind of did it first.
Yep.
Queer people did it first, and, you know, we are kind of the trendsetters for a lot of things. But, yeah, I think it's very much worth noting that queer people as a commentary on bodily autonomy, bodily control. Mama, we were letting that shit grow out. I remember watching Miles, I forget his last name, but I watched him on YouTube, and he's like a very
Miles
funny...
J?
No.
Different.
I want to say Miles McKenna.
Okay.
But he was like a very funny trans guy on YouTube, and I just remember like watching him dye his very long grown out like armpit hair purple. I was like, Gay people.
That's the thing. That Miley Cyrus also famously did that in her, I believe, the Dead Pets era. She had long dyed. It was bleached like blue or bleached like blonde. I forget. Yeah, like that kind of in the wave of woke, I would say.
Yeah, that was almost like
on.
a small facet of the kind of like new feminist movement that was starting to happen. Yeah, that was kind of a weird time.
Well, like I miss it because it was so hopeful. Like it was very fight the man. Like it was a lot of body hair used as a sort of reclaiming of one's body, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, especially for queer people too, you know, losing the ability to, you know, transition or present the way that you want, you know, it's just a commentary on what you have control of and being like, well, this is how I want to do it. My armpit hair's long. Yeah, and that's fine. And I love that.
That's all you're doing is not doing anything.
I know, that's the thing. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. The bush, the armpit hair, all of it, you don't have to do anything. That's what's so beautiful about it.
You're simply just choosing not to do something.
Yeah. Like, you're literally saving yourself work. There's something so beautiful about being lazy to, like, fight the man.
Well, okay. Sydney, may I ask you, do you, just personally, do you enjoy having your legs shaved, or do you like when they're hairy?
That was a great question, Helena. I personally prefer having them shaved on me. Mm-hmm. Other people, like partners or whatever, I don't really care that much. Like that's not really a preference I have, but for me, it's just a little bit more satisfying to have my legs shaved, and I don't know why, like, my skin is just kind of sensitive about certain things, and if I start to let the leg hair grow out, like, my legs get itchy. So, I tend to shave, yes. How about you?
I love how shaved, that's the sick part of this, is I love how shaved legs feel.
I know, God forbid a girl loves a shaved leg. A buttery, smooth shaved leg.
Like, ooh, a shaved leg with a little lotion. Ooh, like, there's something about, because I will go probably about, like, 2 months without shaving legs, and I just recently wore capris to work, so I had to give her a little one, too.
Yeah. That's the thing. I will be way more lazy about it when it's, like, pants time of the year, but once it's time to wear shorts, I'm like, oh.
I'm a lot more, like, I obviously, it's so crazy because I really don't care about other people's body hair, and I might, like anything, you, like, take a note of it, you observe it, but you don't pass any, like, judgment about it because you understand.
Be like, ew!
Yeah, it's just simply, it's not dirty in any capacity, it's just hair. But on other people, I'm very pro body hair. On men and women in any capacity, when you shave, to me, an angel loses its wings. Like, ooh, especially, like, men with, like, chest hair, like, when you shave, truly, like, God cries. Like, I really, like, yeah, like, I think you're just ruining, like, the Lord's work, but whatever.
Yeah, I kind of love that era. I feel like it's like the 2010s where manscaping was becoming a big thing. Like, men were like, oh, we're gonna be hairless now. I was like, said who?
Okay, girl.
Who decided that? That's so different for you guys.
It also is really interesting depending on, you know, what universe you're in. Like, my sister swims competitively, and everybody hairless because it makes you faster. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy to me. Like, it's just, like, to walk around and, like, everybody is just completely, like, little walking dolphins. Like, so smooth.
Not little dolphins.
Well, they have their little their hair and, like, caps and everything. Like, you literally look like a little smooth little seal.
Yeah. It's true.
Fascinating. And she also is the type of person that I bet I don't know if she'll ever be with someone with body hair like that. Egregiously.
That is interesting. She's very swim-pilled.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I really don't think she finds that, like, attractive in any capacity. Maybe I'll ask her, actually. It'd be interesting.
Get Jenna on the podcast
Soundbite on the pod right now. But yeah, I'm sorry. Continue, Sydney.
I don't even know what I was saying. I was just talking about hair.
We were in the modern era for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of come full circle on things. I think there's a lot of mysteries around hair. I mean, there's the obvious, where a lot of it is patriarchal, and there's this idea that men want their women to look younger and more cherubic and hairless, you know? But then there's a lot of cool aspects of growing your hair out, letting that hang out, you know?
That's the thing, is there really is the only reason people started shaving because of lice?
Well, so they said that Egyptians were doing it for aesthetic purposes. So it wasn't always just strictly medical or like, you know, disease.
Yeah.
There were societies early on that were doing it because they liked the way it looked. But it just, a lot of different cultures basically had a lot of different views on it. It seems like in European culture, they were not as much into it in general, which is why the noble women were hairy and the prostitutes were hairless, you know. But then, of course, that all changed when women got to show skin. And then it was like, ew!
Yeah, which is...
I don't want to see that.
I mean, even like, I remember growing up, not so much anymore, but there's a stereotype that French people don't shave. French women have very hairy legs.
Yes.
And, yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, guys, podcast in France this summer?
Yeah, we should do that.
Just interviewing French people on the street, and they're all like, fuck you.
That's exactly what we get clowned upon.
They would not.
We would be too hairless,
Yeah.
and they would be clowned upon.
Yeah. They'd be like, actually, we can't see your bush hanging out of your shorts right now, so I
So
don't want to talk to you. You're not really worthy of my time, so.
That's the thing. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just another way to control women.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, to me.
Oh, 100%. It's so baked into, like, feminine beauty standards, for sure. But, yeah, it's just interesting how the origins of it weren't necessarily that. Yeah. Well, Helena, are you going to be bushing it this summer?
This is so TMI. I don't know if anyone that I actually know listens to this. But it's a bush year for me. Every season's bush season.
Bush year.
I don't want to be with someone that cares about it. And yeah, like I have encountered a couple individuals, men, that prefer unshaved.
Yeah.
So
I also feel like that's a new thing.
I'll also say we do live in Brooklyn, and there are freaks here, but like,
well,
yeah, like it's a newer thing, I think, to seek it out.
Yeah.
Or at least like preface before you see somebody.
Yeah. That is so interesting. Yeah, sometimes I'm talking about these things and I'm like, the world is changing and everyone's so forward thinking, and then I'm like, oh, I do live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, like we are in the echo chamber, the echo chamber epicenter, if you will. Like,
yeah, let's go do the podcast in Texas and see like how people feel.
I'm so curious about if you literally were like a person growing up there, would you be shaving every single day? And I'm very curious, like, because I used to think that if people are in relationships, like, and having sex very often, like, you're shaving every single day.
Yeah, which is kind of a lot.
Well, it's just unhealthy.
Well,
like,
also, I know there are people that exist that do, like, waxes, like, twice a week or, like, every week. Have you ever done a wax?
Yeah. There was a phase when I was, seeing someone regularly.
Right.
And I would get a wax because the thing with the wax is it is up to you how much you want off. And I have not ever shaved fully, completely bald like bald, bald, like bald. Yeah, I have not done that since I was a teenager.
Yeah, that's also a lot of work.
Oh my God, it's a lot of work. Maybe like when I was first coming into my own, I was doing that, but as I got older, it was like, you're gonna eat what's on this plate. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But
Right.
I did get a wax. Yeah, I forgot the question. I did indeed get waxes. I got a couple. Very expensive. If you go to the European Wax Center in New York, it's about $70. Youch plus tip.
Right.
But also you are literally Donald Duck in front of a woman you don't know. And I'm gonna demonstrate. You can look this up, but for Sydney, you fully start like this.
Oh.
You have your top on, no bottoms.
Audience, it's giving happy baby.
It's a little bit butterfly. You're sitting in butterfly, so your feet are touching and your heels are pointing towards your coochie, and
I don't think that's the medical term.
Cooter. You're right.
Oh, okay.
And so she gets in there, and also, hot wax sensory wise, it's not enough to burn you, but it feels nice because it's like a hot sensation. And she lets it go, and then she puts the paper on it, and she goes, that, and like pats it in, and then she goes, and she's talking to you too, because you're not, if you count, it's like you're gonna be in there forever and in pain. So she's like, yup, and rips it all off, and then takes the same strip of wax and goes over it, the same, area a couple times, gets what she can off of that strip of wax, and then does it all over again. So I'd pay them whatever they wanted, because you're literally looking like you're giving me a sort of cervical exam. So, like, I'll pay you whatever you want for this.
Yeah, like, wrist deep in whatever's going on down there.
Yeah, like, and then you start kind of sitting up like that, and then you do go on your back all the way, and you do the butt strip. It's one strip over your butthole.
What?
Yeah, you have hair there.
Well,
it's the woman's taint, if you will. So you have to go.
I didn't know that was included in the service.
You hold both of your feet kind of over like that. Like the SNL bit that you sent me today, pretty accurate. Of like, your butthole is in this woman's face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she does the butt strip. And then it only takes like 10 minutes.
See, audience, I've never gotten waxed, ever. The only thing I've ever had waxed was my eyebrows when I was a kid. But, like, I don't think I could ever do that. That sounds like...
It's really painful.
I'd be really anxious. I would be in a lot of pain. As soon as it had anything to do with the butthole, I don't want anyone seeing that. I don't need anyone to see it. Stay away from there.
And then I did see a clip on TikTok where a girl was, like, getting a wax, and you obviously didn't say anything, but you heard the conversation, and she was like, I have a hemorrhoid right now, is that going to be a problem? And the waxer goes, everyone has hemorrhoids. And she's like,
well,
that is also a symptom of our modern society. Anyways, we're not supposed to all have hemorrhoids, but a lot of us do.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can see it. And you can see the hemorrhoid when you're in that position.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they have internal ones and they have external ones.
So
the external, you can see that at any angle, mama. You don't really need to do much digging to get to that one.
That's like, it's just it's painful.
Yeah.
It's very expository. I'm obviously someone that's very comfortable with oversharing with others. So I was fine with it. I've never really had an issue. Like, oh, you want to see my cooter? Okay. Like it's never been an issue.
I could get through that part. I would be very awkward initially. I think the worst part would be the pain for me.
The worst part is that you're standing there in a t-shirt with no underwear on. I'm not going to lie to you. The worst part is the in-between when you're standing there and you're like, and she's like, get on the bed, and you have to scoot up there with your ass out.
See, at that point, like, I might as well just take the shirt off, too. Like, what is that hiding?
Then you're, like, fully naked.
Like, what's the point?
She's like, you can take your pants off now, and turns around and you're fully naked?
Oh, you get to be modest on the top half? Just take that shit off. Just grow up and take that shit off.
It's just crazy, because she's like, oh, do you want your armpits done? You're like, no.
I'm just getting comfortable.
It's just hot in here.
You're already seeing like 50%. You can see the other 50. It's fine. There's no holes up here. You know?
That is a crazy thought. Imagine you get like a gynecologist exam and they give you the gown. They're like, all right, just put this on and then come back. And they come back and you're fully naked in the stirrups?
Well,
like, what does that have to do with that?
Well, I don't know. It reminds me of the massage that I talked about the other day. The other episode, I should say, where the Russian lady was... Oh, excuse me, Pina. The Russian lady was giving me the lymphatic massage, but I don't think I mentioned, like, most professional massages, you do have to be, like, almost or fully nude. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time, they put, like, a towel over your bits, so they're not, like, staring, right in your cooch or whatever. Which I'm fine with, it almost feels like I'm wearing a bikini and whatever. But this place... They were like, you have to take everything off, and we also have paper panties for you. And I was like, this is new. Haven't done that before. And if anyone's seen, like, the before and after BBL surgery pictures, where they have, like, the paper tiniest, like, G-string that you've ever seen, wearing it, like, if you blow on them, it will just, like, show everything. So I had to put that on, and I was like, guys... At this point, just tell me to take everything off. I don't need to wear this. You can see everything. Because she was moving my legs around and everything. And she could see all of the cracks. Like, it was literally just there as a psychic block to make me feel better.
Yeah, well, it's just so weird, like, what do you give a man?
Actually, that's a great question.
Excuse me, someone with a penis. But, like, what do you give someone with a penis? Like...
Yeah, because that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. To my penis havers, do not put that on. It's not gonna work.
Do not put that on. It's gonna fall right through.
Don't let them fool you. It doesn't do anything. Please.
Yeah, because like you're already if you're so worried about the hygienic part of that as well, like it makes more sense to just be like having a massage on paper. I don't know.
Yeah, like, and I mean, the table was covered, too. So
yeah.
It was purely just to make whoever was going in there feel better about their coochie being out. But the coochie was still out. So maybe they should have given me a Mirkin. Maybe that would have been better. For modesty's sake. Yeah.
And that's just crazy because you're receiving a massage and the whole time she's looking at your just G-string.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, getting a massage and having a G-string on sounds wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's not even, like, a nice G-string. It's literal string.
Yeah, no, the Skims one, also $32 for a G-string.
For their hair one?
Yeah. For the Merkin one, I just saw that.
Okay, that's crazy. Is it, like, human hair?
I don't... Ew, I don't think so.
Why is it $32? Oh. Yeah, who are we sourcing the human hair for the Skims hair G-strings? Like, that's kind of a scary thought.
Getting alpaca hair for my Merkin. Yeah, like...
It's like the people who, like, grow their hair out really long and then they cut it off and donate it and then they hear back from the charity and they're like, congratulations, your hair was used in 2 Merkins.
How'd that make you
like,
feel?
What?
If you grow out your hair for like
who are we donating Merkins to? Huh? Okay.
Hey, that's the other thing is that I think if you want to think of a pro for the modern Merkin, oh, why did it?
I don't know. It hates you.
If you want to think of a pro for the modern Merkin, I will say if you have alopecia or some other condition where you are losing your hair for one reason or another, and you want to feel like you have a bush, I suppose I understand purchasing the Skims Mirken, right? But I also, can you actually get a Mirken from somebody else right now?
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay.
I have a link to it.
Oh, the modern Merk.
Yeah, I mean it's not super widespread anymore, but I'm actually pulling it up now. This is from shout out to Woleck's famous mustache parlor. They sell, I mean, this is all of this is really for like TV shows and movies and whatever.
Yeah.
But they sell mustaches, beards, facial hair, etc. But then they also have a Merkin department, and they have a regular Merkin, and then they call their ginger hair colored Merkin a gherkin.
Oh,
Because it's ginger Merkin.
it's like a pickle, though.
Oh, wait, but you can get it in different colors. So what is the difference between the... Oh, it's a male Merkin. This is new.
Wait, can you...
It looks just like a regular Merkin, so that's why I'm like...
Wow, that actually makes no sense anatomically. Why does it look the same?
If you guys could see what we're seeing, it looks exactly the same as, like, a Merkin.
We're gonna link.
Just check out Woolick's famous mustache parlor. But also, like, looking at this, I have no idea where they would put this on a man. Unless it's, like, really high up, but even then I'm like...
Why is it an arrow?
Why is it shaped like that?
Yeah, why is it
shaped like a vagina?
Yeah, like...
Yeah, that is really fascinating. So yeah, you can still go out there and buy a Merkin if you want. I think you literally just buy it and then you have to get like spirit gum or like skin glue and glue that shit down. You're good to go, baby. Off to the Merkin rodeo.
Curling my Merkin. Well, do you remember like a year ago now, I guess, twirling my bush was a phrase used very frequently?
I forgot about that.
It was like laying in bed twirling my bush, like whatever.
Twirling my bush.
Yeah, like.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I honestly think because that was so popular a phrase last summer, I think that's probably why Miss Kardashian rolled out the Kirkin, the Kim Mirken or whatever. The Skmirken. Skims Mirken.
Yeah, that does make sense. Because I bet her PR team was like, quick, bushes are in.
Yeah.
We gotta roll this out.
And now, like, Bush is out, just like how, like, skinny is in, fat is out.
No, it's not out for me.
Well, no, like, in this apartment, it will never be out. Skinny will never be in this apartment, but, like, yeah, I think just as we put body types into trends, body hair seems to be going in and out. But I will say, like, it just feels like in American culture from, you know, maybe the 70s were like a brief exception, but I think Americans have always hated women with underarm hair. I think that's always been...
Yeah, that's always been pretty consistent, because even in, like, the 70s, I feel like it was more so about bush. They just loved bush. They never really were talking about armpit hair, you know?
That's really what I was very curious about, was, like, the relationship between, if we have bush, like, are you shaving your legs? Are you shaving your armpits? Because that's often a contradictory thing that I come across, where I'm like, well, I'm not going to shave my bush.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, from the research I did, I think as male society started deciding, like, oh, you have your arms and stuff out, like, you need to shave your legs and whatever, like, they couldn't really make up their mind about, like, what hair they still wanted and what they didn't. So there were, especially early on, there were a lot of conflicting ideas about, like, where to shave to? What am I shaving? Like, are we touching the bush?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember my grandmother, who at the time was, like, in her late 80s, mind you, she had dementia, so she might have been off her rocker a little bit, but I was sitting next to her, and she started, like, rubbing my leg, and I had recently shaved. She's like, oh, wow, your leg's so smooth, and then she kind of got up past my knee, and I kind of typically stopped, or no, I remember, I would go up past my knee, because I was like, I'm going to do the whole thing, and she's like, you're not supposed to shave past your knee. You're not supposed to touch that part. And I was like, why? She's like, you're just not supposed to.
I've heard that several times.
Like, what? What are you talking about?
My mom, I think, would tell me that right now, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, because she didn't make it seem like it was the hair is going to be a different thing. It just seemed like no, you're just not supposed to shave higher than that. I'm like, what?
Did you ever hear, several times in my childhood, the reason, well, my mom my mom was a cool mom, and she generally, like, if I wanted to do something, we'd have a little bit of a back and forth about it, and then, like, the likes thing, like, instead of, like, getting me the razor first, it was the Nair. That was, like, the meeting she met me at. And she said she didn't want me shaving for the longest time because she said it would grow back thicker and darker the second I started shaving.
Bitches love to say that.
Yeah.
And
very commonly busted myth.
I don't think it's true.
It's not true. It's not true. It grows back at the same speed and...
Yeah, I mean, that's what they would say about the arm hair, too, which I don't think that's true. I think it's just kind of, like, a little weird to go to the length of shaving your arm, because that's not even, like, a societal expectation at this point.
That's not
like,
sexy.
You're just shaving your arm.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ooh, why does your arm feel like that?
Well, I think we're speaking also as, like, to white women. Like, in other cultures, I will say, if you have darker hair, like, the arm shaving is a lot more of a talked about topic.
That's true.
Because body hair generally is a lot more noticeable when it's, like, really dark.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I had a friend in high school. A lot of my hair stories come from high school, as I'm sure many do, but I had a friend in high school who, I believe she was Pakistani, but she had a lot of darker hair, and it was something that she was definitely, like, a little bit more insecure about, and it was something that she talked about, like, having conversations with her parents about, and like, trying to figure out, like, should I shave? What do I do about it? Like, so sometimes I kind of feel bad for her, because, like, that's a lot to navigate as a high schooler, especially with that girl, like, not being Catholic and being in an all-girls Catholic school.
Just a lot going on.
She was my sister. I was like, I'm with you, girl. This is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the thing is, I think, you know, when you get into other body types and genetics and all that contributes to, like, how your body hair grows. Generally, no, it does not grow back thicker and darker. But if you have dark body hair, it is more noticeable, and I think then you're more susceptible to the body hair hate hashtag.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Well, Pina's coming over to give her opinion, and she's covered in hair. Yes? Yeah. Anything else? No. See, it's funny, she's had her first experience with shaving, because she had to get all her teeth removed a couple weeks ago, and she came back with a little shaved patch on her arm from the IV.
It doesn't seem to bother her much either.
Yeah.
I do love how cats feel when they're shaved. I can't lie.
I know. Like, I wish we had a cat that we could do a line cut on. Shout out to anyone that does the line cut on their cat.
I think that's animal abuse. You should get your cat taken away if you do that.
No, it's good for them. Like, let's shave that pussy.
Oh my god.
No, long-haired cats can get a line cut. They're valid.
This is the first time we've ever disagreed on this podcast. I don't fuck with your cat.
That's not fucking with your cat, though.
It's taking your cat to the groomer when that doesn't need to be. It's for your own enjoyment.
Well, no, some cats...
It's like dressing your baby up in Gucci. Like, who is that for? You were the baby.
Well, actually, with long-haired cats, if it is too difficult or you struggle to prevent matting, you can do a lines cut shave, and it helps prevent a lot of that.
I think the cat
Don't be a hater.
The cat would unalive itself. Whatever.
Oh, so I can shave my bush, but the cat can't have its whole bush shaved?
Its whole bush shaved.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see the double standard. That's crazy.
Nairing the cat.
No. Not nairing the cat.
We don't do enough practical jokes anymore, i.e. when a man makes you very mad and you would put Nair in his shampoo, as a la, I believe there's a Disney Channel original movie that had that premise.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, this summer, grow bush, bald men. On purpose. Like, make them bald.
Okay, my last...
Like, I'm using bald as a verb.
my last note on other people's body hair, I think bald, and I'm saying this as a woman, and this is such a stupid opinion, and you should not put any grain of salt in this at all, but I think if you're a bald man, you should have some sort of facial hair. I think that's one of the only ways to make it really work. Yeah.
I think I have to agree. Yeah, because then it's like, wow, I'm looking for something here, I can't find it. Something's missing.
Reading his face like Helen Keller.
Stop. I just close my eyes and start feeling with my hands.
Where is it? Where's your mustache?
It's missing. Why is it so smooth? Yeah, I think that's the trade-off.
Yeah, that I think. Just looking around at some of the most beautiful bald men in this world, usually the
John Travolta. Right?
It's crazy because I was thinking of Charlie XCX's husband, George Daniels. Because I saw something today that was like, the mystery of having a bald husband.
How's that mysterious?
It was so stupid. It's just a picture of them. And it's like, wow, the mystery and intrigue of having a bald husband.
Like, what is the mystery?
Where does
bald.
hair go?
Where did his hair go? I can give you a couple guesses.
So mysterious. Where did his hair go?
Oh my god. You know what? Maybe everyone should be bald. Everyone shave your head this summer and grow out your bush. That's what we're gonna do.
Business up top, party downtown.
Yeah. Yes. And also braid your bush.
Twirl your bush, braid your bush.
Twirl it into a braid.
Dye it.
Yes.
Dye it.
I never understood, maybe I wasn't in the right circles, but back when the dyeing the armpits thing was a big thing, why aren't we dyeing bushes too? There's arguably more hair down there. Like, come on.
God, how do you even approach like a hairstylist with that?
No, you gotta do that shit at home with box dye. Like, put the towels down, hit it with the bleach first.
Bro, and then like imagine like a whole, like the next day, you know how you're not supposed to wash your dyed hair? You'd like go to pee and it would just be like every pair of underwear you own would be destroyed by like pink dye or whatever you put on it.
Just stain like bright pink.
Ugh. And then you just like you go walk about town, have a hot sweaty day, and it's just like dripping down your legs.
You wearing your white shorts after you decided to dye your bush like neon pink. And everyone's like, I think you got something on your pants, and there's just a huge pink patch like
just pink dripping down your legs.
Like, I don't know what that is.
All right. I'm cutting this off. We've gotten really gross. This is depraved.
Well, what did you think would come from the Bush episode?
I wanted to do the Bush episode for a minute because the Mirkens really fascinate me. Like the new age Mirken.
Yeah.
The Skims Mirken of like where we thought that would go. And especially that was in like fall this year, October, I want to say. And it's been a minute, but that has been on our list to discuss since then.
Well, it's annoying though because, I mean, even though she was giving performative Mirken, it didn't really kick anything off. Like, I wouldn't say that Mirkens have come back to the mainstream in any way, but maybe someone needs to do that.
I agree with you.
Who's going to bring them back?
Well, that's the other thing is, like, how do you even bring back Bush? Because I think the attempt to bring it back was in a joke, which just...
Yeah, and also it's not like... I mean, it's kind of hard to, like, show everyone your bush. Unless we're wearing, like, very small shorts or we're in a bikini and we've, like, very much dedicated ourselves to not touching it for a while. That in that case, it's like, oh, wow. Congratulations on that bush.
You have to be kind of, oiled up in the micro bikini to really have... a public impact on the bush. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. It's another whole discussion of like the feelings of shame around the body hair and how, like, before we go to the beach, even, like, I remember doing this, like, last summer, it was with our friends, and I was like, oh, let me just...
Yeah, everyone does the cleanup.
Yeah, the around town cleanup, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, for what?
Yeah.
For what?
Would
Giving
it be that
myself
bad?
razor burn for what? Yeah.
I know, because I'm like, with all of the fucking, like, cleanup I'm doing down here, now it just looks like
It's
someone-
botched.
Yeah. Like, the razor bumps and all that stuff, and then now there's a whole industry on top of that that's, like, the aftercare of the
Yeah.
shaving that's like, oh, but you gotta put on this oil and this cream, and also, like, exfoliate with a dry brush, and then also do this afterwards, and then it'll look like you've never had hair ever in your life. And then a week later, the hair's gonna start growing back again.
Well, that's the only thing I will say about waxing was that you did not get ingrown hairs, and at least I didn't. I know other people do, but I did not, and that was the one pro. But the thing with waxing is that you were not allowed to shave, like, while you were getting waxes. And so if you're getting a wax every 3 weeks, you could not shave in between, like, at all. It was really bad.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense,
Yeah.
because then it kind of screws up pulling the hair out. Oh.
It was, like, it's very much, at the time, I was in a long-distance relationship, so it kind of worked, because it would, like, you know, it would go off when it needed to go off, and then I'd have a lot of time in between.
Yeah.
But... yeah, like,
right.
ultimately, like, it just, to me, is really painful. I was just not that dedicated to the hairless lifestyle.
It's a lot of dedication.
It's a lot of money, yeah. I'll
It's
say
a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of wax.
That's, like...
See, that's the other thing. When I used to get my eyebrows waxed when I was younger, as I mentioned before, my skin is a little weird. It's sensitive about certain things. And I would always have, like, a little bit of a rash or some kind of allergic reaction to the wax.
Mm-hmm.
I just know. I know it would happen if I got, like, a Brazilian or whatever. And I would be deeply regretting it, in so much pain, refusing to go outside. Like, I know that's what would happen.
Do you know what the worst part of the wax is?
What?
You get waxed, and then they put baby powder on you before you leave. They pat baby powder all over you.
Why?
To keep it from getting ingrown. It's, like, supposed to help you.
Oh.
To prevent, like, friction.
Just get
or
that
whatever.
off of me.
Leave me alone!
Stop touching me. Get that powder off of me. You can only put the stinky egg powder on me that gets rid of my hair.
Oh my god, they put the powder on you, and then they pat your butt 3 times, and they walk you out the door. Like a baby.
And then I'd be like, police. Police. This woman just smacked my ass.
I was just waxed.
They waxed me and then they patted me on the butt because I was a good girl.
Next time you get a massage is what they're gonna do too. Alright, you're good to go.
I will turn around and be like, excuse me? What? Can you do that again? What?
Yeah.
One more for good luck. Bruh.
Someone's actually harassing you, and then you turning around and going, one more for good luck is crazy. Well,
Oh,
good things come in 3s.
it's true. It's true.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm hungry. Sorry, guys. It's for context. It's 11:48 on. It's a Thursday night for me. I haven't
It's a
had dinner
school
yet.
night for Helena.
It's a school night for me. I haven't had dinner. So I'm gonna eat a Trader Joe's frozen meal, I think.
Oh, yippee.
Yay!
Is there a side of bush? I don't really know what
Hope
that
you
meant,
guys
but-
enjoyed climbing through the weeds with us today.
Yay! Just like exploring the tendrils and you know. Yeah.
Hope you all delved deep and put away your weed whackers for the season.
Yeah, guys, hit that voicemail box.
Yeah.
Are you keeping the bush this year?
Please hit the voicemail box. It can be anonymous, for the record. You do not have to put any of your personal information attached to the voicemail box. And we want to do a little bit of a follow-up with each topic. I think that would be fun to include everybody's thoughts and feelings post-episode. What do you got going on? How do you feel about shaving? Do you like how it feels when you're all smoothed up?
Well,
Bye.